What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if Horizon Forbidden West will be delayed into 2022. So I was kind of waiting as long as humanly possible to make this video, especially, if we do get that PlayStation event on August 12th, that's only about a week and a half away. Do we get a release date for Horizon there? I honestly do think we would, okay? And if we do, I think they're going to give us an actual date, like a month and a date, no matter what happens. So if it comes out in November, let's say November 27th, right? You'd see that. If it comes out February 13th, I think they would show, So I think they would be very transparent with the date, even if it's delayed. And that's obviously when we would know their decision, if it can come out this year or if it's going to come out next year. So, I want to make this video in terms of answering the question, right? Giving you guys my prediction of what I think and what it means. I think that's honestly a little bit more important, right? Because you can only predict for so long, and then you have to talk about, well, what are the ramifications for that? So, not to keep you waiting, right? I will say my prediction, my very bold prediction, is it will be delayed. Okay, I'm going to go out there, and I will say part of that just comes from not wanting to be disappointed, okay? That's if I had to make like a pie chart, right, where it's like, different sections of it based off of like size, I would say that's the bigger percent, maybe like 55, 60, 65%, somewhere in there is the reason why. I don't want to be disappointed in thinking that it can squeeze out that November or December release and then it doesn't, and then it says February, right? I'd rather just prepare for the worst. Now, I'm not even preparing for the absolute worst because really February is the latest I could see it releasing. So like if they say April, I'd be like, what the F, right? I'd be very confused at that. So I'm not, I guess, expecting the worst thing in the world, but I am expecting it to be, I guess, within the first 2 months. I think February is the anniversary of the first game. It would be the 5-year anniversary at the time. Now, I'm not saying it has to come out that day, but February obviously was important to that game back in the day. So that's the initial reason, is just I don't want to be disappointed. The second reason, I guess, is more personal, is that I don't want to say I prefer it. That maybe makes me look bad, right? I definitely want to play this game as soon as humanly possible. If you could give it to me tomorrow, I would take it from you tomorrow. You know what I mean? At the same time, if you haven't looked at a calendar, August through December is death row in terms of games. There are games weekly, and there always is for the most part. I just feel this time is worse, and worse in a good way. Worse in the fact that we're getting some top tier games, even games that still don't have release dates like Halo Infinite, which we know is November. They just haven't said it. Call of Duty, which isn't even existent yet, and obviously that will. So we're going to fill up rather quickly, and August through December, literally every week, is a game, at least to me, that like catches my eye. Whether or not I buy it, it at least catches my eye. So even from like a gamer perspective, like I want to play, and I'm a changed man. I've been a changed man for like a year and a half. I want to play games now. Okay, not just play. I want to beat them. I always had a problem with beating games start to finish. I fixed that over the last year and a half. So I want to beat these games that are coming out. If Horizon comes out, it's just another game that has to fight for my attention, pretty much. Okay, so that's a very small percentage, and that's very exclusive to me. I mean, it could be for you guys too. You may be wanting 5 games that are coming out in the next 5-6 months, and Horizon would be adding on to that. And maybe you don't have the money or you don't have the time, which both are very, very valid reasons, right? So that would be the other reason. And obviously, I guess from like a prediction wise, it would be because they're not ready, right? That's the only reason I could ever imagine the game not releasing this year, is because it's just not, where they want it to be. I do think they're going to do what's best for the game. And to be flat out honest, in terms of moving it to what happens? What happens if it doesn't come out this year? Well, the first thing I would like to say is it's gonna look bad. Like, it's gonna look bad to, like, I guess the widespread audience, where it's like, dang it, it's not coming out. We were really excited for it. That was the next big thing for PlayStation. It is. It really is. Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut, I think, is gonna crush it. I'm so excited for Iki Island. Death Stranding, I'm excited to play again because I never finished it, but I know the ending, I know the game, but I never played it from start to finish. And the director's cut, adding some additional content, I'm ready to jump back in, right? Those are two important things. And there'll be partnerships and stuff with other games, but Sony would have nothing. They would literally have nothing, whereas Nintendo is going to have actually quite a bit. Metroid Dread, a new Super Mario Party, Pokemon, Diamond and Pearl, right? So they have quite a bit. They're going to crush the holiday season. Microsoft has a small little indie game called Halo Infinite coming out. I mean, Microsoft's good. Microsoft is going to be very good this holiday. Sony literally would have nothing. Okay, so if Halo comes out, I just mentioned the Nintendo games, and if Horizon doesn't, you have Ghost of Tsushima, which comes out in like 3 weeks. Very exciting, but it's in August. And then Death Stranding mid-September. You have nothing in October. You have nothing in November. You have nothing. December doesn't really matter, but you have nothing in the two, October and November. You could maybe have partnerships with Call of Duty, which I wouldn't, doubt that they do. Stuff like that, but that's it. So again, so like I would like to applaud them because it's going to look bad, and it kind of in a way is bad, right? But you have to do what's best. You don't want a Cyberpunk situation, and I hate like lumping it all in on Cyberpunk. You just don't want a game coming out when it's not ready, and Cyberpunk just kind of amplified that discussion, right? But that was always a thing beforehand. It just kind of blew up with Cyberpunk. So, I would applaud them for doing it because it's not going to look good, but they have to do what's best for the game. And Sony always has done. Honestly, I feel like that's always been one of their mottos, right? They don't kind of put in their 2 cents. They don't kind of tell people what to do or tell studios what to do. They let them have their freedom and let them have their time. But again, in terms of what it would mean now again, like it's a conflicting thing. Really, it only means something to people that care so deeply about whether Sony's stocks are good or if they have a successful October and November financially. You know what I mean? And to be flat honest, I'm not even, like, I like Sony, I like Microsoft. I want these companies to do good. I want Sony to make money so they can continue providing me games that I want to play. But beyond that, I really have no link to their company. You know what I mean? I don't care what happens to pretty much any company under the sun as long as they give me products that I care about. That's maybe that's too selfish, but the world needs a little selfishness sometimes, honestly, the way that things are going right now, not bowing down to companies. So, in terms of that, obviously that would hurt Sony. That would hurt Sony quite a bit. But in terms of the gaming industry, to be flat out honest with you, again, I could go through the games coming out these next couple months. It actually doesn't matter all that much, in my opinion. Now, again, maybe... No, you know what? I was even going to say, like, if you only have a PlayStation, but there's going to be so many games. You know what I mean? Yes, you wouldn't get Halo. You wouldn't get all the Nintendo games, sure, but you're getting quite a few other games, which I think are going to be very, very good. There's a lot of, pretty much every single game that comes out is going to be third party. So, I think from a wider game perspective, yeah, fans of Horizon, people who like Horizon, which, by the way, I'm one of them. I love the first game. I love it to death. It's one of my favorite games. So, I would be disappointed to not be able to play the new one. And I know a lot of this, by the way, is protecting my back. It's just because you'll get the idiots online, you'll get the haters that literally will just make stuff up and they think they're funny and all that stuff. And I just want to kind of inform you guys basically on where I stand with a lot of these things, right? I'm excited for the game. I do think the game is going to be delayed. And by the way, final thing I'll say, trust me, I want to be wrong. I actually say that quite a bit, and I mean it every time. When I make a bold statement that upsets people or is kind of anti to what, we all want to happen, I want to be wrong. I want to make a video the day of State of Play or be live streaming it and say, holy Jesus, November just got... this is my game of November now. You know what I mean? I want that. I want to be able to play this game in November. It's just right now, I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to say February, and we'll see what happens. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Well, when do you think Horizon comes out? Do you think it happens on August 12th? Like, that's when they announce it? Let me know. As always, if you haven't already, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Hit the like button. And then finally, all of our social media stuff as well. Our Twitter, our second channel, our Patreon, and YouTube memberships. All of that stuff is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.